Hello everyone, it's John Smith here again. You know, when you're like looking into what is it called, like the sky, and you realise you've been banging your head into the same thing over and over again, that's like what's happened to me with one of my relatives lately. It's like, oh, when you like, you tolerate them, you know? You know that one relative you have, you just tolerate that they exist, you know? That you don't really want them to exist, but you know how important they are in the whole, like, familial hierarchy kind of thing. And then you forget that they exist for, like, another 5 years. And they tell you, something real important that's happened, like, all the gossip in your family. Or in your, like, circle, they'll be like, do you know this one person, probably called Barbara or something? Like, Barb's did this and that and this. I'm like, I have no idea who this Barbara is. It's like my cousin's friend, probably, I don't know. Like, I don't take it into account to remember most women's names. So, for most of you guys out there, don't remember them. Because, oh, God almighty. Like, it's now like the kids' break time tidbit where they're like, oh, so I have to see this, like, in the last few months. It's been like not months, like weeks, you know. It's been quite, well, it feels like an eternity. Like, I have no idea what I've done, and it's just keep going, and at least it's the morning. Nothing's gonna happen. It's like, it's quiet, not a peep in a world, until, like, you hear someone having an argument on the street, like, hey man, I hear you go, it's like, it's gonna be like, it's like that, you know, when you have an argument, and it's just like, you gonna get it or not, and it's like, on me, like, and I couldn't even, like, go over there, and it's like, oh my goodness, like, you go into Morrison's, like, and you couldn't even see this deal. Like, those deals are like, oh my goodness, you know, the chicken, it was like, what on earth, it was like real discounted because, like, they're changing the fridges or something, so, like, all the frozen aisle is like, you know, that kind of, like, arguments on the street, like, oh, how dare you, like, park in my space, like, if you, like, parking in my space, you look at me, and you look at them, and I wasn't even looking at anyone, like, it's just insane, like, looking at the insanity of all the people, it's not really that insane. But, you know, I'm in a proper manly household now. I have come to now, I have been thinking for a while, and these thoughts haven't been quite good in the last bit, but, you know, I've been looking around, and they were like, yes, it's probably women's hysteria. Hysteria. I don't know what that word is, but how to pronounce it. But it's basically the word where it's just being a woman, you know. You've just activated, like, the woman activate card, and you've decided to become one with womanness. And you've just, like, it's like when you have your woman thing that happens sometimes to, like, release the toxins out of your body, like, that kind of thing where you feel all emotional, and it's basically that, but on, like, a legendary scale. It's, like, so high that you can't even, like, handle it, to the point where you can't even do basic women jobs, you know? And I understand that. I fully support you women, but I do not believe that you should be disrespecting men like that, because you're, like, oppressing us more and more, and that, like, in society now, we are, like, the more oppressed group compared to you, because, you know, the people out there who say that it's the reverse, but look at how much you've got compared to us. Like, we're more likely to not even be hired compared to you. And it's, like, insane that you think the opposite to the other side of the argument, you know. It's just crazy. You know what? Okay, I go back to my family talk. It was just like, it is literally like going into a sewer, coming back, and what have you seen? Like, you've probably seen like 100 rats, some random guy, the water looks like shit, you know, the usual, and you're just like, not horrified, but it's basically what a family gathering is. It's not even a family gathering, you're just talking to one of your relatives who was like, hey, you know, I think the whole, like, some family members should come together and talk about what's happened in the last few months. Like, we feel bad for, yeah. And you, John, you have now taken the responsibility, good on you, to look after their child and stuff like that. And I'm like, I have no idea who you are. Who are you again? Like, I can't say that out loud. You have to, like, nod and go, oh, yeah. Because they're, like, a distant relative, you know. And you haven't seen them since you were, like, 2 years old. And you have no idea why they know you. And then you get calls from your mum saying, you really need to talk to so-and-so so that you can, like, have, like, a proper conversation, because they knew the other guy, my cousin, but I didn't know him very well, so they're, like, trying to explain to us, like, the background of the kid and stuff, like, what we should do, because we've already had John Smith Jr., you know, and John Smith Jr. has already, like, done stuff and is, like, taking, you know, steps away from life, whatever, because of, I don't even know. He says he's got issues that he has to deal with, and I don't think men have issues. I think it's, like, a thing that the mob has, like, been influencing him with the radio waves kind of thing in his brain and mind, you know. And I couldn't believe that he was having conversations like that. Because I've been, like, overhearing the conversations that he's had with my wife. God bless her, she will be back. But, like, telling her about her problems, this is because I did some things and, you know, so I'm able to know what's going on in the house, you know, without really moving much. Because you want me to give you an update on getting a job? Oh my goodness. Still nothing. And I can't even believe that there is still no sign of getting anything because of these people who, like, I'm gonna not be political, but I can't even believe that this is happening to this great land that we live on. It's just insane that we, as people, have to keep on going for the job. Back in my day, you could go into a job centre and get a job instantly. But now, you have to keep going and going and going. And I'm just confused. How on earth can people even have these types of jobs? You know. Like, it's almost, like, November now. And I'm just confused how all of this has happened. But, you know, the daily life, the daily grind, you have to keep going. And I'll be telling you, I'll probably just tell you about, like, eating healthy and stuff. Like, do not believe in that stuff. You actually have to work on your body and mind. But the mind is the most important and sharpest tool in your shed. Because mindness is basically just reading, doing puzzles and stuff like that. Like, influencing yourself for, like, other things. I don't know, like, you know. But, you know, in the end, we're going to carry on and carry on. So, gang, I'm sorry. I'm going to see you guys. God bless you, man.